get into the rear bumper install on the Cayenne, it is my duty to tell you guys that there's 2 new shirts available up on the website. This one with a puff print at the top, as well as the Wheel Archive shirt done with new color inks on a new color shirt, new sizes, everything new. And on top of that, there is 2 air fresheners for you to choose from, all on www.chromaticgarage.com right now. If you're up to date here, we did the Eurowise front bull bar a couple weeks ago. The process for the rear is going to be extremely similar. So what we're trying to do is remove everything under this body line right here. So what we're going to have to do to do that is remove the full bumper. It's basically going to be a bunch of Torx. I think there's 2 there. There should be some under the fender liner right here, and then probably some coming up at the bottom. Once those are done, we can pull off the bumper. We'll move right into cutting the muffler off, that giant Porsche muffler. And then we can do some cutting of some tabs, see what we have to clean up in order to make it properly clear the Eurowise Baja Rear bumper. For the front, I found it best to take the entire fender liner out just so you have proper access to all these screws. For this one, you just undo 4 screws so you can pull it back just a little bit because there's 1 Torx. It's kind of going the direction of the vehicle bolted into the rear quarter panel. Take that out, that's all you need to worry about. Now there should be 4 Torx attached to the cross member under the Cayenne. Once those are off, I'm thinking it should just pull back. There might be a clipped push, but it should just pull right off the vehicle, or so I hope. So it was actually 6 bolts, and 1 even snapped, which is surprising, but we don't need these anymore. That whole section of the bumper is gonna be gone. Eurowise Baja bumper is on, and like all the other Eurowise stuff, the fit and finish is very, very good. If we take a look down here, you can see the bottom of the fender liner right there. That's where the bumper used to sit. Now we're all the way up here, adding about probably a foot or so of departure angle or clearance, however you want to address it. But that's why we did this, as well as it being steel rather than a whole lot of plastic at the back. This is a much needed, very good looking upgrade for anyone's 957 Cayenne. Now what we're going to do is take off this bottom section of the rear bumper. It's going to be a whole lot of clips, probably 4, 5, 6 Torx screws. Slides out, and then we're going to have to cut off the tabs just like on the front. You could leave them, but then between the plastic bumper and the steel, there's going to be the tabs hanging, and it just doesn't look that clean in my opinion. You spent all this money getting the bumper, taking it off, you might as well clean it up and make it as nice as possible. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here. Many rotations of the Dremel later, that whole bottom section is off, clips removed. It's fairly clean. I left this section, so these clips down here, that is one of the areas that the bumper attaches to the vehicle, and down here it's held on with these clips at the bottom. They stick out a little bit. This just simplifies it so I don't have to go in and plastic weld all this to the actual bumper. I think it's just a bit better this way. I went ahead and dremeled off the little tabs on the electrical harness, I guess, or loom. So what I'm going to do now is take this and plastic weld it to the bumper. It's quite loose. It was attached to the tabs along here before, so we'll just tuck it up a bit higher, plastic weld it in place, and it should be good. I think that's pretty much it. Then we can throw the bumper on the car, at which point I think I am going to have to take the fender liners out and cut them. But with the rear bumper on, I'll know exactly where I have to do that, and it should all go to plan. So they're all on there. They're being held on by a number of different tools. Just needed a little bit of weight until they cure, which is only 15 to 30 minutes, and they should be locked in. This may not seem like the best way to do this, but it's for sure going to work. That plastic weld product is very good at holding stuff together, and it's not like there's a lot of weight behind there. I'm assuming some people would have just removed the parking sensors, but I don't know. The car doesn't even have a backup camera, and I kind of like that stuff. If I didn't want luxury items, I would have got another Toyota. So those are staying. That'll get locked in. I'm going to leave this overnight, come back in the morning. We can throw it on the car and proceed from there. might be thinking this doesn't look exactly correct, doesn't look like it fits perfectly, and you would be right. So I believe this is the 955 bumper that got sent out instead of the 957. Honestly, they're so similar that I get it. Little shipping mistake, no big deal. We'll get them swapped out, but I am still gonna upload the video as is. They're so close, I don't really wanna wait the time it's gonna take to get them swapped out just to post this video. So we're gonna do it now, and then probably when I go do the trims, I'll swap them out for you just so you can see how the other one fits differently than this one. It's very, very slight. Basically, the angle of this section here fills in this gap a little bit, and it comes to the edge of the arch for a seamless or a flush look. As well as up here, I believe it curves with the bumper just a little bit better, but very minimal things. So we will get that swapped out eventually, but for now we're gonna leave it and just appreciate this huge increase in departure angle and overall look of the Cayenne, because that factory rear bumper was kinda gross. This one looks great. So I'm excited to get those swapped out, excited to get the trims get everything together, and then maybe do some sort of, not a reveal, we don't like that word, but show it off as it's complete in one piece again, and then we'll move on to some more technical stuff like custom exhaust work, maybe some undercoating and more upgrading of the suspension.